you already know, it's your girl Danielle Jade, aka Fat D the Doll. But not for long, because Fat D the Doll is on a little bit of a health kick. So I'm basically doing my own challenge that I'm making up by doing research and gathering information on health, on wellness, on water intake, etc. So most importantly, I want to thank the God of my understanding for where I am today, rather than where I was or where I could be. And also for motivating me to get rid of OnlyFans. I feel that basically it's like pimping, new age pimping. Men can't really make money the way a woman can. They don't have a vagina, and I don't know. I feel like this site is taking advantage of women, taking our money, and also it puts us in a bad situation as far as like socially and with our family. So I'm not really interested in doing it anymore. I hadn't been interested in a while. I was very surprised at how much money I could make in a short period of time. But I can make my own money, generate my own income from the skills that I've accumulated, not just from school, but just as a female who has been in the hospitality, food service, hotel, restaurant industry for 19 years. I was working 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. last year, grossing between $300 and $400 a day, 7 days a week. So I actually made more as a waitress on the New Jersey shore than I made as an OnlyFans model. There are pros, there are cons, and if anyone's interested in doing OF or interested in, hospitality, I can definitely tell you the difference between sex work and food service. I would not recommend OnlyFans. No, I would not recommend it. I think even strippers and things of that nature, there's a lot that comes along with the money, and I think people fail to realize how it affects your mental health. All in all, as a whole, I feel that being sane, being healthy, and that type of love and care, self-love, self-care is more important than making a quick buck. Good morning. And yeah, so I quit OnlyFans. And like I said, you can make a phenomenal amount of money in a short period of time. But I have a career, I have a profession, I'm in the union. Thank you so much, Brandon. And as a female in the union and also getting a promotion, I think I'm going to be making between $21 and $35 an hour. So, with 40 hours a week, I can do pretty well for myself. It's difficult. It's difficult when you're fully self-supporting, and there's females out here with boyfriends, husbands, sugar daddies, rich aunties, and they all have an opinion. They want to say what you should do, what you shouldn't do. But at the end of the day, my self-respect, it has to be there, because I eventually want to be a wife, and no respectable man is gonna marry a woman who is showing her body off online for $50. These are just the cold, harsh realities of, what's normalized today. So, yeah, I'm no longer posting on OF. I told my best friend yesterday, I'm like, if I was homeless, drug addicted, starving, something like that, addicted to drugs, drinking alcohol, my mind and mood were altered, my inhibitions were lowered, and I just couldn't afford any type of housing. I couldn't pay for my own food. I could see telling my family and friends, my kids, oh, I have to do what I have to do. F you, middle finger to the sky, but you don't pay my bills, which is what I have been saying for 4 months. But I'm blessed enough to have a decent home, a roof over my head, food in my belly, not all the time, but I wish I was like some people and got like assistance or whatever, but when you get assistance, you can't really work. So I'm a very hard worker. I always have been. I always will be. And if I have to, lose opportunities like free housing, free food, free phones, like majority of my community is getting, then so be it. My next purchase is going to be a Peloton or some sort of e-bike, etc. I want something that is a hobby for health and wellness. Exactly. And it does bother me. Like yesterday, I was making sandwiches, and I have a bunch of different jobs in my union. One of them, if a customer comes up and wants like a sandwich, I have to make it. And this lady had her Family First card, her food stamp card, hanging around her neck on like a necklace, and she kept telling me, change your gloves, do this, do that, put the cheese on the bottom, put the oil on this. And I'm like thinking to myself, I have to humble myself, respect you, treat you cordial, can't snap, can't say anything, and you don't even have to rely on work. But here you are buying this $16 sandwich that most of us can't even afford to buy in our lunch break, because that's an hour and a half of work for minimum wage workers. It does bother me, it does annoy me, it does perturb me, but at the end of the day, I just say, I've been praying a lot. I believe in God. Exactly. I believe in God. I don't believe in being evil and demonic towards my peers. Hi, Mom. But at the end of the day, it's like you're using government money to get this sandwich, and you're telling me how to do my job. It really annoys me. But yeah, I basically came on this morning to wish everybody a happy Easter, early Easter. I got a beautiful Easter card from my godmother, and I might get her handwriting tattooed on me. I'm not sure. I want to send out my Easter cards this week. I have a whole table full of mail, but yesterday I came home from work. Thank you. Yesterday I came home from work and I made a cup of coffee, and I was actually spilling my coffee on the couch and snoring like a wild boar within like 30 seconds in my clothes. I'm up every single day at 3:30. It's a lot. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. You know, I'm grateful for having employment. But I went to work yesterday with my big hoops that looked like a festival in my nostrils. And my upper management saw me at 5 a.m. and gave me a weird look. And I'm like, why the heck is he looking at me like that? I didn't even realize I had that in my nose. Like today I forgot my coffee. It's just the everyday hustle and bustle, the rat race. When you're being sexualized online, you don't have to worry about stuff like that. So I do want people to know that, you know, like OnlyFans, it paid for like my food. I'm not saying that I wasn't making money and that I won't miss the money, but I feel if I'm going to preach about faith and having faith in God, then I have to practice what I preach. You know? Tell me if you think that I'm doing the right thing or not. For all of you guys that are watching, thank you so much. 3 people is better than no people, and for that I'm grateful. Right. Like also having mental health issues in my past and being a person in recovery, I know that I'm somewhat disabled. Like I used to deny it and say, oh, I'm not this and I'm not that. But deep down inside, if you're gonna ingest mind and mood altering substances and there's a chance that you could hurt yourself or die, you have to be somewhat mentally unstable. So, like, just dealing with that, knowing that I have some sort of disability and denying it for so long, and being able to keep a full-time job while quote-unquote disabled, I don't feel entitled to anything, but I do feel that some of us do have it harder than others. And if I solely rely on men to give me money based on my looks or my body, it's pushing me into a place where, you know, all the work that I've done as a woman, as a mother, as a daughter, it's like a slap in the face to my kids and a slap in the face to my family. So I want to thank my mom, you know, everybody in my life who basically has been supportive even when I wasn't really doing the right thing. I don't have any issues or problems being honest with the public and telling people the honest truth about recovery, about mental illness, about drug addiction, about anything, about hard work or dedication. I'm very open, but I want people to understand that sobriety and recovery is not just like, oh, I went to a rehab, I'm a Christian now, and I'm reading my Bible, and I've been clean for 24 hours. Praise me, pat me on the back, I'm a changed man or woman. Recovery is a long process, and it's not external. I get very annoyed. You don't want this unless you like liverwurst. I get very annoyed when I see pictures on Facebook of people who I know are like the biggest crackheads, meth heads. They'll shoot it, they'll smoke it, they'll boot it, they'll rub it all over their body, they'll rob you and help you look for it. I mean, the lowest of low. Like, I was in the hospital giving birth to my third child, and somebody very closely related to me broke into my home while I was having a C-section, stole everything I owned, pretended everything was cool. I get out of the hospital and I see the person's girlfriend wearing my necklace, my cross at that, and I see my Betsy Johnson purse in her bag. So I start beating her ass in front of her 4-year-old daughter. And you know who her boyfriend was? My brother, my blood brother. So God bless him. I see that he's all over Facebook with my aunt, and who is not his mother, but he considers his mother. And you know, a few days ago, one of my friends at work asked me about my youngest son and where he is, etc. And you know, some of the things that I tell people about my family and what they've done to me, in retrospect, now looking back, I know with certainty that family and friends who are close to you can be more toxic than strangers. So basically, you know, having this channel, it gives me the opportunity to give people insight into not just recovery, not just addiction, not just, you know, everything that comes along with getting clean, getting sober, or changing your lifestyle, or finding spirituality or God. It gives me the opportunity to give insight into toxic environments, because I think a lot of times people believe that drugs and alcohol are a mental issue, and you're born with this addiction that you just can't stop and you just can't change because it's a disease. The reason why addiction is a disease is because it kills you, and if not treated, it gets worse, okay, like cancer. But it is like something, if you work hard on and you use your resources and you utilize what's around you and you deal with the actual root of the problem, not just put the drugs and alcohol down, that you can be cured of. You will always have that as a part of you, but it's not just something that's hereditary, because my mother does not drink. My mother does not do drugs, okay? So for people to say, oh, you're born with it, yeah, not always. Other things can push you in that direction, and my honest opinion is it's environmental, in a sense that it's not just how you were raised or who raised you. It's all about your feelings, and for me, emotional problems. I could not convey the message appropriately or communicate how I felt or why I felt that way, and it was not my parents' fault or like anything, that something that I was like, oh, if my parents beat me more, or if my parents grounded me more, or whatever weird shit people say. If I was rich, it has nothing to do with that. It's all about, to me, spirituality and having the ability to talk to God or whatever you believe to be a power greater than yourself. That's why people stress God so much and so often. You know what I mean? So I just want people to understand that the death rate. Hold on one second.
Only $7.99. All that is right here. At your Mayville Super Shop right in our Happy Department.
The death rate continues to rise. Bodies continue to be found in my neighborhood, my county, my community, all around me. And, drug court, where people are forced to go to court and pee in a cup every day or every other day, locking these people up for overnights and weekends, it's not curing them. Y'all don't understand that this is an internal process. Like, I didn't really wear makeup too much in the beginning or anything, and I was gaining weight, so I didn't really feel all that cute. But once you start to gain the weight and you start to look like something, people are always like, "You look so good. You look so good." Stop focusing on what people look like. Like, your looks are not gonna freaking save you. They're not. They're not gonna save you. Like, at all. Looks are cute, they're great, wow, whoop-de-woo, whatever. Oh, it's bad. And they just found a dead body in my town in the water. And this kid had been sober for hella long. I made a video about it. He had a wife, a beautiful daughter, and they're saying that somebody might have took his life because in active addiction, he gave a female bad stuff and then tossed her body under the power lines. People don't forget. They do not forget. They don't forget the way you treated them most of all. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, California. Right. And I just want to let everybody know that I'm not doing this for my mom or my brother or anybody, my man, my best friend. I'm getting off OnlyFans for me, for my self-respect, and to protect my privacy. I have good parents. They didn't do anything wild or crazy. They did the best that they could. Thank you so much. I know I look like crap today, you guys. I'm so sorry, and I know that's not why you're here to gawk at me, but I'm really, really physically tired. I'm tired, you guys. I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, I'm getting old." You're only as old as you feel. But the reason why I look pale, a little pale, almost hungover, you see my eyes and stuff, is because I'm very tired. I'm not used to waking up at 5 a.m. This is all very new to me. And so I'm learning right now. This is a very big learning curve. It's a very big learning curve. I'm doing the work of a person who has surpassed me by 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. There's people who have been here 4 years who don't have the responsibilities I have, and I'm not bragging. I'm not trying to act better than. It is kind of rude to say it because I know I got promoted way faster than 90% of people in the meat cutting union, and I'm sorry if that offends anybody who might watch this. However, I'm not trying to brag, but I am gifted. I am intelligent. Not that others aren't, but I was just born this way. It's nothing they did or didn't do. Thank you so much, Brandon. You're great. You're a big support, and I really appreciate that. And my mom, she couldn't even vouch for me. I was talking when she was pushing me as a baby, and in a swing, and people were like, that doll talks, because I was holding a doll. So I've always had a good brain, but drugs definitely damaged certain parts of my mind. I'm not going to say they haven't, but I've been dieting. If anybody knows any great diet tips, nothing like fad or nothing like weird where I have to take like pills. I'm not really into pills because I'm in recovery, but any water tips or tricks or hacks without having to buy a $40 Stanley water bottle. I'm very interested in nutrition. I might try to go to Barnes and Noble, or if anybody knows of any books about nutrition, but female bodybuilding, primarily geared toward females, please link them, because I'm definitely going to do my research. I'm not trying to get skinny. I'm just trying to build muscle and basically use cardio. And I want some tips and tricks for helping smoking cessation. It doesn't necessarily have to be quitting smoking, but cutting down. And I know everything is like one thing at a time, but if you guys can help me out, whether you know like a tip or a trick that's like eating sour candy, something fairly reasonable in the price range of like, how much a pack of cigs cost, I would greatly appreciate it. I do not want to vape. Please do not give me any vaping advice. But I will greatly appreciate if you guys can help me learn about protein, what it is, how it helps us women, how much we should be taking in. I'm very, very, very interested in that. Not because summer's coming and I want like a yo-yo fad diet. I want lifelong nutrition information, lifelong information. I don't want a quick fix, I'm trying to lose 3 pounds a week and be 155 to 161, 162. So about 20 or 30 pounds. I'm roughly 180, which I'm very happy with. This is like my favorite weight, but it's not healthy. It might look cute, but it's very bad for me. And my breathing isn't that good. I hear myself wheezing when I'm laying in bed. 201 is great. I never saw you at 300, but I imagine being 4'7", 4'8", that was pretty rough. Yeah, I just want to be like 155, 160, 161. I was there when I was in Seaside Park, but I was using drugs, so, But I do appreciate everybody. I'm so sorry that I have to go, but we open at 7, and we have to have our phones away and our coffee finished by a certain time. And like I said, okay. I heard that Oi was really good, that little yogurt. OUI. Yes, we will definitely talk again. And yeah, if anybody is trying to like call me out on deleting my OnlyFans, right now 10 people have already bought my subscription. So I can't just up and delete the page, but it exists, but I'm no longer accepting people. So love you too. If anybody has anything to say about my deleting my page, also my Patreon is still available. It's not anything crazy. It's actually where if you guys want to go on there, I have some free stuff, and I am doing a water vlog. So if anybody has tips or tricks on how to recipes, along with my memoir, Shorty is a Short Thing, I'm putting together recipes. So it doesn't cost anything, you know? Help a girl out. Support me, I support you, you know? That's what it's all about. Love you guys. Peace.